How do we know that the universe had a beginning? We can know with absolute certainty that the universe had a beginning. How? 1. Infinity. It is impossible to cross an infinity. If the universe is infinitely old, it would have had to cross an infinity of past time to get to the present moment. That is logically impossible. Therefore, the universe is not infinitely old. It has a finite age. And so, it had a beginning. 2. Expanding. The universe is expanding. This means that in the past, the universe was smaller. The further back we look in the past, the smaller the universe. Extrapolate backwards in time, until you get to zero volume, and you have reached the beginning of the universe. So, an expanding universe cannot be infinitely old. Therefore, it has a finite age. And so, it had a beginning. 3. Contracting. The universe is not contracting. But if it were, it cannot be infinitely old. That is because if the universe were infinitely old, it would have had all the time it needed to contract down to zero volume, and cease to exist. Therefore, a contracting universe cannot be infinitely old. It would have a finite age. And so, it had a beginning. 4. Dynamic. A dynamic universe is either expanding or contracting in total. In either case, it cannot be infinitely old, as shown in points 2 and 3. 5. Infinitely tuned. For a dynamic universe to be neither expanding nor contracting overall, the dynamic size changes of the universe have to be perfectly tuned to prevent overall expansion or contraction. If the universe is infinitely old, that requires infinite and purposeful fine-tuning, which would be proof of God doing the fine-tuning. But in any case, from point 1, such a universe cannot be infinitely old. 6. Cyclic. A cyclic universe would go through a series of expansions and contractions. However, it is logically impossible for such a universe to cross an infinite series of such cycles. Therefore, such a universe cannot be infinitely old. It would have a finite age. And so, it would have a beginning. 7. Multiverse. The logic above applies to all forms of multiverses. Therefore, a multiverse cannot be infinitely old. And so, it would have a beginning. 8. This reasoning covers all possible forms of universes or multiverses. Conclusion. The physical universe cannot be infinitely old. It necessarily had a beginning. This points to God as the cause and creator of the universe. If you would like more detail, see our Proof for God video.